really think about it. I suppose that's why they tell kids to sit up straight when you're young, right?
Right. I don't know if there's a set time. It all depends. It's like, as when I was growing up, people always said, tuck your tummy in, but that was in a fashion-conscious way. But I realize now that's to develop your abdominals, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you keep trying it consciously once a day, you should be okay. Welcome to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. I just noticed Sarah slipped in very quietly. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Hello.
I'd like our viewers to know that Yogaxpress airs Monday through Friday on Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and FiOS 35. At 1:30 in the afternoon, that's 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. This program is taped in the studios of Manhattan Neighborhood Network, and on crew today we have a wonderful, wonderful team right there in the control room. We have Josiane Hurd, our director, co-directors, Carol Lewis, and we have Vince Boyce. Vince, I hope I got your name right. And we also have George Sotrella. So we have a very tightly knit crew. One more person who was going to be crewing for us, and I dragged him right here on the mat while we were waiting for Sarah, Nelson Santos. And as the cameras move to Nelson, I'd like to reintroduce first Sarah Torres. Sarah, okay, while the cameras are on Nelson, let's have you meet Nelson Santos. Nelson.
Yes.
I am so delighted to have you on the show.
Delighted to be here.
Tell me, what, other than me literally dragging you on the mat, what was it that made you want to say yes in the first place? That you're willing to stretch?
Well, recently I've been sort of stretching my back by inhaling, keeping my chest out.
Okay.
And I feel the difference.
You mentioned before we started taping today that someone pointed out
someone
something?
pointed out something to me. They said something about my posture.
Right.
And I didn't really notice it until I did what the person said, and I can feel something in my back.
Kind of a lumbar stretch, like an opening. Yeah. Actually, there are a lot of, in fact, we talk about 8 common breathing techniques in Yogaxpress, but there are about 12 or 13 that are popularly practiced in yoga schools, especially the more established yoga schools. They actually teach you different techniques, breathing techniques. But primarily, there's one that's called alternative nostril breathing, which really helps you fill up your lungs with air, and you brought up the operative word, conscious breathing. I remember you mentioned how long will it take to be able to make this a
natural,
habit, to make it a natural thing. That's it's a very intelligent question, but difficult to answer right away. It's not a black and white answer, because I find after 14 years of practicing yoga, I find that on days that I stretch, I'm starting to be very aware of my posture. I'm sitting up, holding my shoulders back. Now, the days that you practice your conscious breathing, you might find that those days it makes it a little easier for you to channel all that oxygen through your body, because you're actually telling your body you're diverting or sending that oxygen to different regions of the body. So when you're opening up your chest, you're filling your lungs with air. So you are consciously sending all that energy into your body in that region of your body. So probably for the rest of that day, you're going to open up and walk nice and upright. And then in the evening you go home and suddenly you're on the computer all scrunched up. You've forgotten about it. Next month. So if you develop a kind of a daily practice, that becomes a kind of habit with you. After a while, you'll find you will probably be sitting in the back of the bus the way I do sometimes, and I practice my Ujjayi breathing. I've told Sarah this before. when I first learned how to do the ujjayi is a kind of breath, and we'll do it today. We inhale and exhale through the back of the throat. So it's a deep ocean, they call it ocean breath. Sarah, do that once. It's like a whispering. See how she's got that loud, she's not opened her mouth at all, but she's exhaling, right? So you're inhaling, literally you are inhaling through the nose, but it's not a conscious inhale. So when you do the inhale, and then she did the exhale. So you consciously inhale and exhale. And I was trying this in the back of the bus, and people would turn around, think I'm having a heart attack. But the thing is, in the beginning, it's going to be that way. So you just have to practice wherever you are. Keep practicing. Don't worry about people. After a while, and Sarah can vouch for this, we learn to zone people out, zen them out. We zen them out. So you won't even worry about it. And if someone does ask you, are you having a heart attack? Finish your breathing and then tell them, no, don't worry, I'm fine. But that's literally what's happening is we get conscious of what we are doing. We don't want to get self-conscious. You need to be conscious, you need to be aware, but you don't want to be self-conscious. It's okay. It's your body. As long as you're not in pain, if you really are having a heart attack, please reach out. But otherwise, so keep practicing. If I forget, I'd like to introduce Sarah Torres. Sarah, welcome back to the show. Sarah's a very familiar face on the show. You're an up-and-coming author as well.
Yes.
And you promised to bring your little ones?
Yes, I will bring them.
When do they have their vacation?
Next week they start their vacation.
Wonderful.
Next week, Monday, with the President's Day, and then they're supposed to be on vacation. I believe that's what I read in their packet, because they always send the stuff like in January, they sent the whole calendar for the whole month.
So you mark them off?
Yeah, and then what will happen is they update it, so maybe sometime this week if it's official, but I'm sure it's official. It's the whole border. This the winter.
Well, if it's not official, they're officially here with us.
No, I'm sure they'll be here. They'll be here next
we'd
week.
love to have them. And we will, actually, it would be wonderful to share their energy too. In fact, Nelson and I were talking about it a few minutes before we started taping today. I said, your kids, and they were Sarah's kids. I said, when your kids came on the show, I mentioned to him, I just asked Naomi, so what brings you here? Why do you come here? You've come 2 or 3 times in a row. And she said, I like stretching. It was so lovely to hear. And only a child can say it so directly. And it was amazing, the kind of childlike energy that they bring to the show. So viewers out there, if you want to come here to the studios and stretch with us, please feel free. When you do come here, we will, as long as we have enough stock, we will share with you a copy of my 3rd title, Yoga Secrets, which has, and in fact, I'm going to give Nelson a copy today. Yoga Secrets has 2 + 8 ailment-specific cards inside. So the 2 primary cards tells you, it lists all the 48 stretches and the techniques. And the other cards are all regional. So Nelson, Sarah would remember what we do is, we refer to the 8 cards, and each of them targets a different region of the body. So you're talking about chest openers. In fact, today we can start with chest openers. You're talking about breathing. So when you open up your chest, you're enhancing your lung power. You're taking a deep inhale. So chest openers, not just open up your pectorals and stretch the intercostals, the ones between the rib cage. They also take your shoulders back. So you're actually compressing the lower neck region, the muscle. It's called the trapezius muscle at the base of the neck, which is where we all carry all our tension. So when you do chest openers, you're actually feeling energized, and you suddenly feel as if literally the weight of the world is off of your shoulders, not on your shoulders. So we'll do that. We'll do one breathing technique, and I'll teach you the ujjayi. Sarah and I will join you in the ujjayi breath. Let's try this. First, I want to ask you, you look very comfortable in this Vajrasana.
Yeah.
Are you used to sitting this way?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
What do you do?
Yes.
Do you have any other sports you take part in?
Tennis.
Tennis?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So where did you learn to sit this way?
I've just always been very loose and limber since I was a kid.
Wonderful,
Always.
because I was going to suggest if you have a problem sitting on your ankles, you could use the brick, but he sat like this for about 5 minutes. I don't think you need the brick.
No problem. Yeah.
Wonderful.
No problem.
Let's try the ujjayi breathing. So as soon as we're all ready, the reason I tend to sit, we all have different anatomical proportions. Some people, Sarah has a longer waist. So she's very comfortable sitting the way she is with her legs crossed. For me, I need to open up my chest, I need to open up from the hip upward. So, because I have a shorter waist. So my legs may be a little longer proportionate to my waist, but we all have different body dimensions, so we're going to make the most of what we have. Come to terms with what we don't. Now you look like what we call, Vajra means Veera, the warriors in ancient India when they've just finished battle. That's how they would sit. In fact, Sarah, they would sit like this.
Oh.
right?
With them not so close.
Yeah, well, no, we sit like this to give ourselves more of a challenge in the quads, but that's literally a seated warrior pose. So let's try this. Now, if you're sitting the way Nelson and I are sitting, you want to keep your palms down. I'm going to have my index and my thumb touching each other. That helps internalize the energy. And Sarah's sitting with her legs crossed. She'll keep her palms open. And you can still keep your index and the thumb together. Now, there's always a religious connection to everything you do, but we are not going to talk about the religious aspect. What we are going to do is just teach you the physiological aspect. You are internalizing your breathing technique. So what you're doing is just taking everything in. So this is like a circle of energy. So you are telling your body, keep your energy within you. So you're going to keep the palms down. Close your eyes for just a moment. Open up your chest, take your shoulders back, take a deep inhale. Keep your mouth closed, the air goes in through the nose, but consciously suck it in through the back of the throat. Let's try that. Nelson and Sarah, you ready? Try that. Are you ready? Okay, take a deep inhale. Exhale. Now, my first inhale wasn't loud enough to be picked up, so we're going to try that one more time. Let's try it. Nice, loud, deep inhale. Now, hold it for just a few seconds. Lock it in. Exhale. You should feel your chest rise and fall with your breath. Having said that, when we talk about locking in, that is a special lock. It's called Jalandhara Bandha. Jalandhara is literally a pipe or your throat. So it's a throat lock. You're locking the air inside. So when you take the deep inhale, you're closing this part, this region of the neck. So you're holding all that air in your lungs. So that's energizing all the glands and organs. And if you recall, almost all our precious glands and organs are located between the shoulders and the hips. Of course, we have the brain and the pineal and pituitary. But almost everything else, the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys, everything between the hips and the shoulders. The upper extremities, the lower extremities don't have glands and organs, right? We have nerves and muscles. So what you're doing is you're consciously energizing the insides of your body when you lock it in. Having said that, we want our viewers also to be aware and also for you to know, if you have any asthmatic tendencies, you don't want to hold your breath. You could still take the deep inhale and exhale, but don't hold it in. Let's try that. This time, we'll count as we inhale. Count to maybe, how did we do last time, Sarah? 3, 4?
I think it was 5, but...
5? Well, let's do 3 for now. Inhale to the count of 3. Exhale to the count of 6. Don't hold it. All right? Let's try that. We'd like all 3 of us to be on camera, so everyone wants to see. That's it. Beautiful. So people are going to see how we're all going to inhale. Take a deep breath. Watch from the inside of your mind. Watch your chest open up. Your lungs will rise. Let's try that. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Let's try that one more time. Take a deep breath in. Count to 3. Exhale to 6. Now, essentially, we all have different lung capacities. So let's open our eyes. We all have different lung capacities. If you are able to take in a lot of air into your lungs, your exhale will be that much deeper and longer. And that's the time when you really detox. The more you exhale, the more we detox. And that's why we get a real healthful high. We were talking about healthful highs. Remember before we started taping when you were setting up the cameras? In fact, Sarah and I, we experienced it last time, right?
I was laughing. Like, yeah,
we did some breathing exercises, and at the end of it, Sarah was saying, "Oh my God, I'm feeling dizzy. Is that normal?" I said, "No, you're heady," and I was feeling the same thing because you can actually get a high
I've had that
just
happen
breathing.
before.
You've had that
Yeah,
happen.
I've had that happen
You're in
before.
good company,
Yeah,
Nelson.
I've had
Good
that
company.
happen.
Well done. Okay. Now, we're going to do chest openers today. Since Nelson brought up this topic about breathing, we're going to do some chest openers. We're going to stand up. I think we've sat long enough, so let's stand up. Loosen up our legs a little bit before we do some chest openers. And I'm going to use my little cheat sheet for chest openers. What we do, Nelson, we actually have, for instance, we have asthma-specific postures where asthma involves trying to enhance your lung power. Sarah's all set. So you're trying to enhance your lung power. No, that's fine.
I came ready to stretch.
That's right, and we're not going to disappoint you. And as you know, asthma, it causes a kind of a constriction in your chest muscles, right? So what we want to do is help people who are asthma prone and also people who may have asthma in their genes. You know, if someone in your family has asthma, it's in your genes. There are some ailments that are genetic. You may not have asthma. I have every one of the 8 common ailments in my family. I don't have any of them myself, but they're all in my genes. So to help us become stronger and not be overcome by those ailments, we do these practices. All right, heels together, toes slightly apart. Sarah, we're ready. Palms in front of your chest, elbows are raised. Now the reason we're doing all these we're giving you all these little extra tips, especially because Nelson is here as well. He may not be familiar with some of the tips we've shared before. Elbows are raised because they help you stay in the moment. You could put your elbows down and see how your mind starts wandering. You're thinking about your dinner, your shopping list, wherever your mind takes you. So you want to stay alert, stay in the moment. Inhale, take your arms up. Try to maintain that ujjayi breath whenever you can. Now, once your arms are all the way overhead, wiggle your biceps behind your ears. Now, tilt your head back just a little bit. And when you're tilting your head back, if you're able to take your shoulders out just a little more, that's just that much more of a stretch for your pectorals, for your chest muscles. Exhale, bring your palms back in front of your chest. Let's all turn to face Carol's camera. Let's turn to face the front right of the mat. Bring your feet out, bring your legs out about 3 feet apart. Now, first, while you're trying to get in place, you want to be sure you don't slip. So put your brakes on. When we say put your brakes on, it means bring your toes in. You don't want to slip. Now, if you're very tall, you can bring your legs further out. I'm going to stay at 3 feet. Once you're nice and secure, turn your left foot out. Your upper body turns to face the side of the mat. The left heel is at a T with the inside of your right sole. Inhale the arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Lean a little to your left. And now I'm going to wiggle my left foot a little further away. Exhale, dip your left hand in front of the left ankle. Right arm goes all the way up. Remember, today's episode is about chest openers. So whenever you get the opportunity, take your right shoulder back. Whenever you get the chance, open up your chest and hold. Now, you're not only getting a chest opener on the right side this time, you're also getting a delicious stretch in the back of your left leg. Do you feel that, Nelson?
Yes, I do.
Good. Inhale, let's come up. Palms are at shoulder height. Turn your left foot in, turn your right foot out. The first posture where we took our arms all the way up was Hasta Uttana. Uttana means raised. Hasta is hands, so arms raised. This one is trikon or triangle. 3 is 3 corners, 3 corners or triangle. Lean a little to your left, to your right. Exhale, dip your right hand in front of your right ankle. Take the left arm all the way up. Now remember, this is an episode for chest openers, so take your left shoulder back. Open up the left side of your chest, so you're building lung power on the left side. Look up at the raised arm, at the tip of your fingers on the raised arm. Inhale, let's come up. Now, turn your right foot in. This time we're going to take this a little deeper. Turn your left foot out. Virabhadra and Virabhadra Kona. 2 postures transitioning one into the other. Exhale, bend your left knee. Now, keep exhaling. Dip your left hand in front of your left ankle. Virabhadra is brave warrior. Take the right arm all the way up. Open up. Take your right shoulder back. Keep exhaling. Keep inhaling. And then as you bring your palm down, right palm all the way overhead, start exhaling. So even though you're exhaling, you're trying not to collapse your lung. You want to keep your shoulders back so your chest gets a nice opening. And you should also feel a wonderful stretch in your obliques, the right side of your waist. Inhale, let's come up. Straighten your left knee, turn your left foot in, turn the right foot out. Exhale, bend your right knee. Keep exhaling. Dip your right hand in front of your right ankle. Take your left arm all the way up and then take it all the way overhead. I know Sarah's already there, right, Sarah?
Almost.
Yep. And if you're going to take, Sarah, if you want to take your hand further, your left arm even deeper, just make sure your left shoulder does not collapse. You don't want to fold over because this is about chest openers today. Inhale, let's come up. Bring both arms to shoulder height. Straighten your right knee, turn your right foot in, exhale, and relax. Wiggle your feet a little closer, in fact, all the way. Actually, no, about 6 feet, 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches apart. This time we're going to take you through it's a fairly intense back bend, but it's also a wonderful chest opener. It's called Tiryangasana. Tiryang literally means reverse inversion. So you're going upside down, but backward. Sarah, no chakra. Your hands don't go down, okay? I know you're very tempted to get your hands down, but we're just going to keep our hands on our buttocks and glide it down the back of our legs. Okay? Now, Nelson, you're in between the two of us, so luckily you're facing me, so I won't go as deep as her. You won't be tempted to compete with her. So I'm going to, yeah, good thing, Sarah. I'm going to stagger myself as well. Feet, put your brakes on. Bring the insides of your feet parallel to each other, 6 to 8 inches apart. Place your palms on your buttocks. Now, once you've placed your palms on your gluteals or your buttocks, push your elbows back. That already opens up your chest. Now remember, every time we do these chest openers, try to consciously do your ujjayi inhale. It is difficult once you get past, especially in this posture, once you get past midpoint, but you want to make an effort to be aware of how you take your air in. Now inhale, lift your chin up. As you exhale, glide your palms down the back of your legs. Remember, it's okay to bend your knees. Keep exhaling. Just go as deep as you can. You do not have to go too deep. Engage your low back muscles to help hold you up there or down there, wherever you are, depending if you're Sarah, Taurus, or Banu. Inhale. Let's come up. And then if that intense back bend makes you a little dizzy, make sure you get a little bit of a twist right here, just to make sure your blood level is nice and blood level has come to a neutral point. And then let's bring our feet really wide apart. From Tiryangasana, reverse inversion, we're going to come into a posture called Ugra. Ugra in Sanskrit means fierce. I'm going to stagger myself. I want to make sure my feet are not outside. So this time, I'm going to bring my legs out a little further than I normally would. In Trikona or triangle, my feet were about 3 feet apart. Now they're probably 3.5. Now, that's because it brings me closer to the floor. My head is going to try and touch the floor, so this way I come a little closer. Put your brakes on. This is one posture you want to be extremely careful you don't slip. Inhale, bring your palms up to shoulder height. Hands up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling. Take your arms all the way overhead. Clasp your palms together. Exhale, fold from the hip. This posture is also called Prasarita Padottanasana. Prasarita is widespread, Padottan is feet. Once your palms are nice and firm, nice and secure between the feet, you may want to bring your feet further apart. I know that helps me bring my head down. So try and dip. Bring your elbows close to each other. Exhale and dip your forehead all the way to the ground. Now press with your palms. And once you feel nice and safe, wiggle your feet a little closer to each other so that it's comfortable for you to come up. Clasp your palms together. Inhale. Let's come up with a straight back. Exhale and release. You know, I have no idea why I got carried away into a forward fold because we were going to do chest openers.
I was wondering.
No, I wish you'd pointed, but it's okay because what happened, I think I was so energized by the chest opener, I couldn't resist doing the forward fold. So we have about 3 minutes. We still are okay. We'll do another 3. So let's do another 3 postures. Bring your feet together. So that's what happens.
I was going to ask. I was going to say, well, how did that affect the chest?
No, that's right. But you know what? As long as we at least we haven't totally missed out because what happens is one, of course, the spinal region, the spine gets a wonderful massage when you're coming down. But this was about chest openers. But every now and then it's okay. But the idea was to do chest openers. But it didn't feel bad, though, right?
No, it felt
still
great.
felt
It was
really good,
wonderful.
especially.
We're
But that's
breathing.
okay.
Felt like I was moving my chest.
That's right. You were still opening up your chest. And you know, when we came down with a straight back, hopefully we were keeping our chest open.
All right.
But yeah, but that was not, this posture was not part of today's plan. Let's do a little bit of a balance plus a chest opener. Transfer your weight to the right leg. Place your right hand. How are you with balance, Nelson?
Good.
You're
Very
good.
with
Very
balance,
good.
yeah.
Okay, well
He didn't
done.
even think about that. He was like, good.
Yeah, very good.
Place your right hand on your right hip. Lift your left heel. Turn your left knee out to the side. Inhale and raise your left foot. Hold on to the left ankle with the left hand. Now, if you feel you're very comfortable in this posture, you can try and bring your left foot all the way up. If you're not familiar with this posture, feel free to place your left foot at your ankle or your calf. Just avoid your knees. Now, when you're ready, bring your palms in front of your chest. Remember, in balanced postures, you want to look at a point in front of you that doesn't move. When your palms are together, open up. That's okay. If you fall out of a posture, get right back in. Do not give up on yourself. Open up your chest, press your palms together, take your shoulders back. When you're ready, take your arms all the way up. If the credits are rolling, that means we have another couple of minutes, maybe at least a minute and a half. Exhale and release. For viewers out there, please know that our holding times are a lot longer than what you might maintain at home. Very gently release the left foot. Let's not forget the other side. At home, it's okay not to hold it this long. We are doing it for you. So stay with us, stretch with us. Place your left hand on your left hip. Take your right knee out to the side. Look at a point that doesn't move. Inhale, lift your right foot. Hold on to your right ankle with your right hand. Attach the sole of the right foot to the inside of your upper left thigh. When you're ready, place your palms in front of your chest and open up your chest. Okay, we have about a minute. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. If you fall out, get right back in. Exhale and release. We should be able to take one more posture in. Bring your right leg down. Natrajasana. The posture we just came out of is Tree of Wriggs. Place your left hand on your left hip. Inhale. Hold on to your right ankle from behind with your right hand. When you've got a good grip on your right ankle, inhale the left arm up. Open up your right shoulder. Take your right shoulder back. Exhale, dip your torso, lift your right knee. Natraj or dancer's pose. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale and release. I'd like to thank our great crew, wonderful crew in the control room. We have Josiane Hurd, Carol Lewis, George Sotrelis, and Vince Buis. And right here on behalf, I've not forgotten the other side. And also thanks to Roberta Espinel, our facilitator, for the amazing studio setup. On behalf of Sarah Torres and Nelson Santos, this is Banu Suresh signing off. You are watching Yogaxpress. Right hand on the right hip. Take your left ankle, hold on to your left ankle from behind. Look at a point that doesn't move. Inhale, take your right arm up. Exhale, dip your torso, open up your left shoulder, raise your left knee. Someone's trying to reach you, Nelson.